the Salem Quakers might be the hottest team, I think, in baseball right now. As we talked to Brock Young of the Salem Quakers. And Brock, I guess let's first start there. This hot streak that you guys have been on. Talk about the beginning of the season, the kind of the lumps that you guys took, what you guys needed to do that eventually turned to you guys winning now, what, 12 in a row, I believe?
Yeah, 12 in a row. We started off pretty slow, actually, splitting with Canton South and then losing 2 to Marlington. But I feel like once we took that trip down to Myrtle Beach, it boosted our confidence. And when we won those 3 and brought it back here, and, we're kind of on a hot streak now. So don't want to jinx us, but we kind of got a little insight of a record maybe, but we'll keep that down low a little bit.
And keep it on the DL. I like that. Brock, when we talked to Coach DeBar earlier this season, he said that in those struggles, the team kind of struggled finding an identity, and he thought that's what went into a lot of the down parts of the season. From your perspective, was there like an identity crisis? Did you guys find it? What was the aha moment, and what really turned the season around?
I mean, we're pretty aggressive at the plate. I think that we had a lot of pressure on us from last year, so we wanted to play the best we could, but we just kind of had to go back and calm down and just know what we can do and just play our best we can.
You got to win the Salem hard hat too, as you guys were able to win your 12th in a row and a 4-3 win against TSouth Range. Talk to me about going up against one of the area's best in the Raiders, what it took for you guys to take them down, and what were you feeling on the mound that night?
We scrimmaged them early and we won that one, but coming in, we knew they were a great baseball team, and starting off pitching was my first start of the season. So kind of like I was trying to get them to swing a little bit, but I knew we have a great defense behind me if anything happened. So pretty much I trusted what I was throwing, trusted Darius calling pitches, and it all kind of worked out.
Everyone knows that pitchers are so routine oriented. So go into your game day routine, especially when you're going to get the start, and how you get in that mindset and what it's kind of like to get ready for a start, and then obviously toe that rubber for the start of the game.
So it's actually kind of different from our pitchers. We have a lot of pitchers that like to warm up, get there early, have like an hour warm up. I kind of just get there, stretch out a little bit, and honestly just like to throw a little bit. Like if I needed to, I need like a 30-minute warm up. Honestly, I really don't need a long warm up.
Got to pair that with asking, is there any superstitions that you have too, or any kind of things like that where you can't cross that line too, or else you feel off?
Not really from pitching, hitting most definitely, but not really pitching. I kind of just, do my stretches, stuff like that, and I'm ready to go.
What's the hitting ones then? What are these hitting superstitions then?
It's kind of like, I don't know, like once I get up, I feel like I got to take like 2 swings right before that first pitch of the batter in front of me. I don't know what it is, but it's just something like it.
With Salem's schedule, you've had the chance to go up against great lineups and also go up against great pitching. How much do you think this schedule and the teams you get to play have really prepared you for the tournament that's going to be starting here in a couple of weeks?
Definitely around our area. We have, especially our league, we have some great pitchers, scouting from Marlington, which we know is great. But we've seen a whole lot of different pitchers from fast to slow. But I think we definitely do hitting better as a team when we know what's on the line and who's pitching and, what we can accomplish.
Let's talk about this spring break trip. And I mean, Anthony mentioned too, you guys were kind of struggling a little bit early in the season for finding the identity. Was spring break something that kind of helped hit that reset button for you guys? And did it kind of, I don't want to say take the pressure off of you guys, but kind of help clear your minds afterwards?
I think, yeah, it definitely helped us coming back. We went down there. We knew one of the teams was all right, but the other 2 were definitely pretty good. And the second team we played, Victor, they were definitely the best team we saw down there and definitely the best pitching. But I think we knew that going down there was a way to get away from reality down here and just see what we can do versus other teams.
And the reality up here in the April was dodging weather left and right. And we've heard the strain it's put especially on pitchers in baseball. What's been your routine to try to keep that arm fresh and not have arm soreness during the stops and starts and trying to keep yourself as healthy as possible?
Definitely just like stretching every day, making sure that you're ready to go at any time. Maybe throw a bullpen here and there, but not much. Just kind of keeping it healthy and ready.
Let's talk about some of these upcoming games that you guys have too. What's it going to take for you guys to finish strong before tournament time? And I know you guys got to be looking ahead to those 2 games with the guys in green over there in Beloit.
Yeah, we want to get them pretty bad, especially last year. I mean, every year you want to beat and sweep your rival, which would be West Branch. But the upcoming games, we got Louisville, which is going to be a hard-fought game. So they're pretty good this year. We beat them last year in the sectional final, but I feel like from last week, 5 games, 5 in a row is pretty hard to do, but we ended up managing to do that, hopefully getting a good seed in the tournament. But I feel like these next couple games we can win out.
We know athletes like to keep their diet good and like to keep themselves healthy, but I'm sure every kid in high school has a guilty pleasure dessert or a snack or a candy. What's your guilty pleasure meal?
I don't know. That's a hard question. I don't know. I like to go to Chipotle. It's pretty good, especially since we just got one here in Salem.
They're moving everything everywhere right now too. Chipotle, big things too. It's probably going to be a huge hangout spot for Salem. Let's talk about too this baseball season as a whole, and just you going into it. What were some of your role models going into Salem baseball too, whether it be professional or whether it be some previous Quakers that you looked up to and that you kind of tried to mold your craft after?
I kind of like growing up looking after my brother from pitching. I've always looked up to him, and then my dad was always a big key in what I've been able to do baseball wise. He's always taken me to go hit at a cage or just throwing with me whenever we were growing up. But definitely my brother for when I was growing up for pitching.
Tell me what it means to you to be a Quaker and to be a part of this community that supports their athletics so much.
It means a lot, especially after last year. A lot of the community came together, people we've never seen before at games, especially when we made that tournament run. So all the support they give and all the money that people give back to us to help us get a better facility is very thanked.
Let's talk about that now that you're a senior too, and you looked at these role models that you had going into it. Is there any guys that you try to mentor now, whether they be freshmen, sophomores, other guys that are kind of looking up to you now, asking those same kind of questions and just looking for guidance?
There's definitely a couple younger people on our team that I think look up to me from a captain standpoint. But there's also a couple like young kids in the community that come to our games, love to talk to me. So that's pretty good to get to talk to them and tell them how good baseball is and what to look forward to.
What is one piece of advice that you give to younger baseball players that want to grow up and be a part of this varsity program?
Definitely stick with it. Even if it's not working out, it'll come around in the end. And it's a great experience to have, grow with people, grow with the coaches, and just get to know people.
And flip side of that, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received from a coach that you follow in day-to-day life, whether it be game advice or life advice?
That's hard. Definitely, I think, just enjoy life, enjoy what you have in high school. But when reality comes, there's going to be tough times, but just get through that and it'll work out in the end.
All right. Obviously, you are a student athlete. We have to talk about the student side as well. What are some of your favorite things to study, and who have been some teachers in the Salem school system that have impacted your journey?
To study, definitely science. I like math, but wouldn't suggest it for me. But teachers wise, definitely Miss McCracken, who I had in English back in my freshman year, which recently passed a couple years ago, which is sad. But she was she changed my life a lot when it came to school, and how she taught just made a lot of sense to me.
Brock, as we like to do with all of our student athletes too, we like to give them a chance to shout out their support system and those people that are in the stands and have supported them throughout their entire baseball career. So I want to give you that opportunity to do so.
Definitely want to shout out my mom and dad who came to all my games, helped me growing up through sports. My grandparents try to come to every game. Definitely love seeing that text from my grandma after every game about how great I did and stuff I could work on or what was working well and stuff like that. Since my brother's in college, he tries to come to some games, but when he does, it's nice to see him there. And my girlfriend tries to come to some when she's not working, which is nice to see the whole family there.
Brock, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today and talk a little bit about the Salem baseball program. We know you're going to have continued success this year. We wish you the best of luck, and we can't wait to talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for having me.